Hello everybody, PCoutcast here. We are gonna give a try? Have a look at? Whatever you like to, however you'd like to put it. The Forgotten City. So this was, I believe, although I never played it, originally a mod for Skyrim, and then the devs made their own game. It's not very long. It's about I think it's 5 hours for the main quest, and up to about 10 hours for completionists. So, I think I'm usually somewhere on the higher end when I play most games. So, let's say, then again, I'm not completionist either. So let's say maybe 8 hours, something like that. So let's see how it goes. I know a few other Skyrim players have played. I mean, Skyrim YouTubers have played this game, as well as probably the mod as well, so should be interesting. Oh yes, in case, let me just warn you right now, there's obviously going to be spoilers, because this game is, as far as I understand, is basically a linear story. It's not like it's a, you know, an open world survival thing where you can't really be spoiled about much, but anyway, I mean, the game's 3 years old or so, so I hope I don't have to actually put up a spoiler alert. Allow this this audible version of a spoiler alert warn you that if you want to experience this game without any spoilers, you should probably stop watching right now. Alright? As you'll discover, the game is full of intrigue and plot twists. Please give your audience a spoiler warning before sharing content from beyond the white hallway so that interested players can fully enjoy the experience for themselves if they wish to. Alright, let's do it. Message from the developers. This game is developed by a core team of 3 people over 4 years. Your support allows us to continue doing what we love. This is a mystery adventure with multiple endings. It rewards thoughtful conversation and exploration, not brute force. That's bad, because I'm kind of like a bull in a china shop when it comes to games. Present day. Let's move that off the screen.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
A coin? Body type? Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I guess I'm a guy. Oh, no, wait. I didn't mean to. There we go. Okay. Slightly orange. Slightly another orange. I mean, I'm pretty white. Yeah, that's probably fine. Player. The Outcast. Can't type at all.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
Floating down rivers is just what I do. I was searching for ancient ruins. I was on a covert mission. I assume this has some sort... Oh, archaeologist. Years of studying history gave you occasional insights into the ancient world. Okay. Covert mission. Soldier, you have a military-issued firearm, but only 10 bullets. You'll have to use them judiciously, since there's no way to get more. Fugitive. Your time on the run from authorities has made you quick on your feet, and you're 25% faster when sprinting. Barely remember anything. Amnesiac. Your recent head trauma has increased your pain threshold, making you 50% harder to take down. You know what? That actually sounds pretty good.
It does look like you took a pretty hard blow to the head. You're just lucky you've been given a second chance. Which is why I feel terrible for what I'm about to say, but I have a favor to ask. There are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured Or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him. So I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him? If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Mind if I ask some questions first, though?
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. What do you want to know?
What's your story? Who's Al? Who's Al? Where are we? What can you tell me about the ruins? Have you tried calling for help? Where are we?
You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber.
Okay. Have you tried calling for help?
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me.
Okay, what can you tell me about these ruins?
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al...
Who is Al?
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
Okay, that's weird. What's your story?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
No, I think you stand here, knock guys out, and then when they come to, say, I need you to go into this ruin and explore it for me. You're not even going to tell me your name?
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
Really like to know, especially if I'm going to help you. Why don't you want to tell me?
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
Well, thank you for saving my life, Karen. Why didn't you want to tell me your name? All those Karen memes have really ruined that name, eh? Thanks for saving my life.
You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
I guess not.
What
Oops,
am I, an
that's-
idiot?
Nope.
You could hike
Whoops,
a long,
whoops,
long
whoops.
way in
Skip.
any direction and never find...
Yep, thank you. That's all the questions I had.
Great.
Yes?
So you're ready to go look for Al?
Sure. Going in for the priceless artifacts. Yeah, I probably don't have a lot of a choice, but...
Thank you.
Yeah.
The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry.
Sounds-
Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Flashlight. Heavy-duty, battery-powered flashlight. Examine. It's a flashlight. Okay. Main goal, quid pro quo. Whoa, why is it doing that? We got a little bit of screen. Yeah, we got a lot of screen tearing. Can I turn my video? There we go. I want to apply them. Yes. So let's try that. Is that? I think that's better. Okay. Ooh. There we go. Okay, well, we don't need it yet. Where do we just go here? Enter the ruins. Okay. Probably that dark in here. Although you never know, I might shift to sprint. I don't know if there's like a limit. how much I can, how much the battery lasts. It is battery powered, obviously.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation. Or a warning. Al Worth.
Backpack full of worn hiking clothes and empty food pack. It's nothing valuable here, but still, it seems strange that Al left it behind. Yeah. Oh, I can only examine it or leave it behind. Okay. Ooh. Okay, that closed. Oh, okay. Well. That's rude. Seems a little quiet. Turn that up a little bit. Is everything... I hope everything's okay. Yeah, the audio balance seems to be better there. Hello? Oh, there we go. I don't know if there's any reason to go over here, but let's do it. Okay, gold statues. And a bunch of weird... Oh. Something's whispering. Bunch of weird postures. Oh no, are you guys all... Oh, you're all looking at me. Okay. That's not good. Well, that's really not good. Oh, that's not good at all. Okay, we got a little bit of a, not whispering. Crying angels? Weeping angels. It's a bath. Oh, mosaic. Inspect. Ancient Roman mosaic depicting a god-like figure turning a man into gold. Young Roman woman in the pose of lamentation. Okay, can't examine her. Roman gladiator mid-stride. What could have made a gladiator flee? Oh, you kidding? Don't speak Latin. Oh, why am I getting lag spikes? Weird. Alright, a lot of destruction going on. Can I examine any of these? Oh. Use F5 to quick save. F9 to... Okay. F9 to quick load. Roman military commander attempting to scramble away from something. Roman legionary in a state of terror. No indication that this battery, the battery in my light is dropping. So, hopefully it's not. Roman woman who appears to be praying for help that never came. No, I don't need this right this minute. Just in case. Well, now I do. Follow Al's trail. Oh. A golden statue of an old man wearing modern clothing. This must be Al, but how is that possible? Scribed stone tablet.
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place. Going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. In here, there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now and find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Well, you obviously survived it, and then you ended up killing yourself, so... Do I really have anything to lose? Young Roman woman, state of panic. Better to just end it all and just not go in there. Okay. Roman man on his knees as if begging for his God's mercy. It's a Stargate portal. I mean, wormhole. Step through the doorway into the past. And save. Oh. It's the guy. Forget me not.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
I'm the outcast, and I've just come from the future. Wait, you're speaking English? Yeah.
What? I'm speaking Latin. You are too, although your accent's a little strange. Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you, and what were you doing in the shrine?
Shrine of Proserpina?
Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime. You're not from around here, are you? And you've just done it again. You're a sly one, aren't you? One more time. Who are you and what were you doing in that shrine?
I'm the outcast that got lost. I just came from the future.
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, you know, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here.
Seriously, what is today's date?
We sort of lose track of the date down here, but it feels like the beginning of spring to me, so I'd say early March?
Of what year?
It's 817 AUC. Sorry, you look confused. 817 years since the founding of Rome. Which part of the Empire are you from, exactly?
That doesn't help me. Is this before or after Christ?
Hey, not so loud. Just saying that name could land you in trouble here. If you haven't heard, his cultists burned down half of Rome last year.
Ah.
Horrible business. I heard Nero executed some of them, but a lot of people are still angry with them. Even down here. So, if you're one of them, keep it to yourself. But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So, let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
Your laws? So this is during Nero's reign, and it's a year after the burning of Rome, which apparently was caused by Nero and then blamed on the Christians, not caused by the Christians.
Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
Sure.
Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your handsome new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking him to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics.
Oh,
I'd stay clear of it, and
they're already...
if I were you. She's... it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Ah, don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
What is this about?
I expect the magistrate wants to brief you about the golden rule. It shouldn't take too long. He's busy preparing for the election later today.
Alright.
Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. He's up these stairs.
Whatever are you wearing?
Oh. I can't actually... Nope. Have you ever seen one of these? No. Oh. I can actually look at what I'm wearing, so... Yeah.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
I'm the Outcast.
A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago.
I just want to get out of here. It's beautiful.
Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
Can't say I have.
Nor could I, until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
The obvious is what counts as a sin.
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper as Rome has for centuries.
Not sure if that's a good idea. What is legal isn't always moral, and many of your laws and customs are also considered barbaric where I'm from.
Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers. We have comprehensive laws protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified countless warring tribes all across the Mediterranean and beyond, from Gallia to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving, they are given food rations, and when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric?
My mistake. Don't your laws also allow slave ownership? Don't your people watch blood sports for entertainment? Don't women have fewer rights than men? Don't you persecute Christians? Don't you practice collective punishment? I'm like, yeah, there's a few kind of downsides, you know? Don't you allow slave ownership?
Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well.
Uh-huh. What about blood sports?
On occasion. But our gladiators are almost all volunteers seeking glory, or condemned prisoners who would have been executed anyway. I do not see the harm.
Mm-hmm. Women have fewer rights than men?
Of course, but with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities, and the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands.
And you persecute Christians?
You mean the blasphemous cult responsible for burning down half of Rome last year? It's hard to blame the people for being angry about that.
Uh-huh. And what's collective punishment?
Are you talking about our practice of decimation? Of course. We could hardly unite all these warring tribes without a disciplined, formidable legion.
It's just like, yes, well, of course. I mean, everything that's wrong about our civilization is really right. Well, where I'm from, we consider those things abhorrent.
Well, right now, you're a long, long way from home. I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
What did you mean when you said Proserpina sent me?
You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
Nope, I'm from 2,000 years in the future.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us, of this city?
They've all been turned into golden statues.
I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
So why can't you investigate?
Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Fair enough. How does the ritual work?
All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
I did see human remains in the temple.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
I'll do my best.
Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for.
Do you have any suspects?
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
How do I know you're not the person responsible?
Me? Why would you suspect me? I've just told you. I'm about to sacrifice my own life to ensure these people have a second chance. What reason could you possibly have to suspect me, of all people?
All right.
I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to happen.
Come on. Pardon me. Tell me what you really think.
Well, all right. There are those who wish to vote me out of office so that they can pursue their own misguided political agenda. Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk destabilizing the entire city. I would be looking very carefully at them if I were you.
Why can we understand each other? I don't speak Latin.
You mean you couldn't speak Latin before you arrived here? How strange. But the gods are active here, and their temples and shrines hum with power like nowhere else in the Empire. Perhaps when Proserpina brought you here, she planted the seed of Latin in your mind so that you could better serve her.
Awesome.
Indeed.
So if I do this, will you help me? Will you help me get me back to my own time?
If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the Golden Rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
Nope. Sure, why not? And that's all. These questions will be available later. Okay.
Ah, good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the Golden Rule?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it doesn't seem like I have any choice.
No, I don't suppose you do. But I'm hoping that even if you're not burdened with a sense of self-sacrifice, you'll at least see the sense in self-preservation.
Good point.
Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it will win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
Okay, I'll get started.
And one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
I'll get on that. Down there, eh? Okay. Press tab to check quest journal and inventory. See the objectives marker for a given quest. Click on the eye beside it. Okay, so we're currently on this one. Dying Gasp. Inventory. We have a denarius. Ancient Roman coin made of silver. Flashlight and inscribed tablet. Okay. Note from Scintilla. Scintilla to Sentius. May Jupiter, Optimus, Maximus continue to protect and guide you. Thank you for making me your daughter. And for the lovely birthday pendant. I promise I will wear it always. I feel so safe and fortunate to have you as my father and Sentia as my sister. I sense you've been feeling apprehensive about the election next month. But if you just show them the strong and dependable man I know you to be, you will be reelected. I'm sure of it. That require... Oh, I can steal denariuses. No, that's okay. Would that be denarii? Probably. Ranger.
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
What's your story?
I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
I'm not from around here.
Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs. Now, remind me, why are we having this conversation?
Do you know the way out of here?
Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone.
Can I help?
I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the harpies?
When did you last see her?
It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed happy. In love. We went into our rooms, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, she was gone. That's it.
She's in love? Was she seeing someone? I mean, that seems obvious.
I think so, yes. But she was very careful about keeping his identity a secret, even from me.
Why are you kind of cross-eyed? One eye is definitely not looking in the same direction as the other, and it doesn't help when you raise your eyebrow like that. So why do you think that is?
Because our father had plans to marry her off, eventually, and even a rumor about her attachment to some mystery man might have ruined those plans.
Okay. Your father didn't mention any of this when I spoke to him. Any idea why?
That doesn't surprise me. To him, it was like a prize cow wandering off from its paddock. He's upset, of course, but he says he's too busy with the election to help look for her. So he's letting Horatius do the heavy lifting. Some good that's done.
Is it possible her lover was involved?
I don't know. But it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared, and he hasn't come forward. That might speak to a guilty conscience. All I know is, whoever he is, he's still here in the city.
So she's the only one missing. It's not like they eloped or whatever. Sentia Scintilla? Why are your names all so similar?
You really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. I think it's their way of branding us, like cattle to be sold at market. His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest, and my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she is affectionately known as Scintilla.
Yeah, that's wild. You look surprisingly relaxed about your sister's disappearance.
I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance.
Are you?
Ugh, you're awful. Get out of my villa and never speak to me again.
Well.
Do I need to ask Horatius to escort you out of here? Get out, you horrid barbarian!
That seems like guilt to me. Produce ball? These carrots are purple, as they were before modern orange carrots were cultivated. Okay, that's fascinating.
Oh, don't mind me. I just live here.
I'm hoping I could just bump into her. Okay. Oh. Okay. Try to guide me. Tap X to guide toward your objective. Just looking at all the stuff. Carrots are purple, yep. No doubt unpleasant cooking with such poor ventilation, but Romans probably regard that as their servant's problem. Yeah. Yeah, that would be kind of smoky. Cynthia's journal. Dear Diary, today my father suggested I write a diary as a way of keeping myself occupied while we all deal with the sudden and devastating disappearance of my sister. As a dutiful daughter, of course I shall oblige. Following pages contain my innermost thoughts. I know you're reading this, Father. I may be young, but do not think me stupid. We're all entitled to our secrets, Cynthia. Okay. Small vial containing rudimentary perfume made of flowers and oil. There's some money in there. Keep on wanting to, like, exit. Like, use escape to exit out of the, you know, out of the chest. I don't, I just have to look away. Ink jar. Ceramic ink jar. Ink appears to be made from soot and water. Brass mirror. Has been polished into a rudimentary mirror, which has been used for applying makeup. Small vial containing perfume. Brass jar containing some sort of powder for makeup. There's several golden statues already. Crude ceramic bowl full of urine. Perhaps they're saving it for something like bleaching clothes? Ew.
Ah, you've returned. Do you have any news about your investigation?
Can we talk about who's going to break the golden rules? Hoping to ask you some questions. What's your story? Do you know a way out of here? What do you think about the golden rule?
I've had plenty of time to think about it. Let me see if I can sum up my thoughts. I've always considered my guiding star to be the well-being of the Roman people. Our survival and prosperity have always hinged upon honoring the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. Give the gods what they want and we all prosper. Dishonor them and we all die. It's as simple as that. The real enemy in this place is not the golden rule, but human failings. The temptation to slide into degeneracy, greed, and hubris. I trust that answers your question.
Sure. What's your story?
Sextus Sentius Imperiosus is my name, though magistrate is the proper way to address me. Before I wound up here, I was a decurion in the cavalry of Imperial Rome, helping protect civilization from the barbarians.
What's a Dakarian?
It's a cavalry officer. I had 30 men under my
Here
command.
is proof of
This
the
was my
degenerate
uniform.
mind.
Why are you still wearing it?
As magistrate, I usually wear a toga, but today I may need to survive long enough to create the portal for you, so it seemed prudent.
Okay. How did you end up here?
My men and I were at the Emporium in Rome as honor guard for a visiting dignitary arriving upriver by barge. Now, the port is usually bustling, but just as our guests arrived, waves of people began running toward the river from streets and alleyways in every direction. They were trying to escape a terrible fire. Unfortunately, the crowd sent my horse into a panic, and I remember it losing its footing by the water's edge. The next thing I knew, I was waking up on a riverbank not far from here in the company of some stranger. I went looking for my horse and discovered that lonely temple. You can probably figure out the rest.
Huh. Okay. So everybody that washes down that river runs into that same stranger, and they end up going into the temple and ending up here. How did you become a magistrate?
I was elected 7 months ago, uncontested because of my command experience. Since then, there's been growing agitation for another election. They're supposed to be annual, but I agreed to hold it sooner, hoping it would placate my constituents. Unfortunately, it just seems to have emboldened certain elements instead.
Yeah, let's talk about something else.
Very well.
Do you know of a way out of here?
If I did, I'd have led these people out of here already.
Okay. Yeah, I better get back to it.
Thank you. I'll be waiting here for news.